Main gaining is perfect for newer lifters because you won't gain a large amount of fat while bulking, and in your newbie gains, you'll be able to gain a steady amount of muscle throughout the whole entire year or however long you're main gaining. Hey guys, my name's Daniel. Welcome to Can You Lift? In this video, I'm going to talk about main gaining. Main gaining, also known as a recomp, is the process of maintaining or losing fat while building muscle on top of that. The next thing I'm going to talk about is pros and cons. The first one is it's more sustainable. While main gaining, you're not at a caloric surplus, and if you are, it's going to be at a small one. So it's easy to gain all your calories and stay in great shape all around the year. The next one is steady progress. While you're on a bulk, you're going to make a lot of progress in a short amount of time, especially as a beginner. So while main gaining, you're going to make steady progress throughout a year or however long you're doing it. The next point, faster results with newer lifters. In your newbie gains, your body's trying to adapt to the weight that's being put on it. It's trying to put on a lot of muscle in a short amount of time. It's trying to pack on a bunch of muscle. So it's taking all that calories that you're eating and putting it into the muscle. You can gain a lot more muscle than a main gain by doing a bulk, even in your newbie gains, but that's at the expense of gaining fat. So that's why a main gain is perfect for new lifters. They're able to gain a good amount of muscle, but not at the expense of a bunch of fat that you'll take while in a bulk. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the cons of main gaining. So the first con that we have is less noticeable short-term results. While main gaining, you're probably not going to see that much progress in the mirror if you're doing a shorter one. If you want to see progress, you might have to go from 6 months all the way up to a year in order to see some progress in the mirror, because the scale is not really going to be a factor if you're doing a main gain. The next point I'm going to talk about is muscle gain. As a newbie doing a main gain, from 6 months to a year, you're going to gain a noticeable amount of muscle. But if you're intermediate to advanced weightlifter, you're not going to gain nearly as much muscle as the newbies. So if you're trying to gain muscle, you might be better off doing a bulk. But if you're trying to gain muscle without gaining fat, you might be better off doing a very long main gain. That's it for this con. The next con is hard to track progress. So let's say you're bulking. You'll be able to see progress in your physique while looking in the mirror. Let's say you're cutting. You'll be able to see that you're leaner every 2 to 3 weeks while you're cutting. But let's say you're main gaining. As a beginner, if you take a picture every 2 weeks, you'll be able to see that you've gained some progress. But intermediate and advanced, you probably won't unless you take a picture every month or so. Some points that you might want to hear for when you're doing a main gain. The first one is time commitment. So while you're bulking or cutting, you'll be able to see constant changes in the mirror, and you might feel better when you're doing this certain diet of yours. But while main gaining, you won't be able to see constant changes or feel any difference in the short period of time. So you won't get that much motivation from when you're doing a bulk or a cut. You won't get that much motivation on a main gain. You're gonna need to stay committed and disciplined to your main gain when it gets boring. Next one is body composition changes. While you're doing a bulk, you're gonna see a constant change in your weight, maybe every week or every 2 weeks. For some people, if you're doing a heavy bulk, every other day. But while you're doing a main gain, it's very gradual. Or if you're intermediate or advanced, you might literally see nothing. And you won't see that much different body fat changes if you're trying to get a little bit leaner. So the next point I'm going to talk about is caloric intake. So this is your diet. This is your diet while you're main gaining. So you want to be at a slight caloric surplus, maybe 250 calories. You don't want to be like 500 calories up, like doing a straight up bulk. But this can differ based on whether you're advanced or beginner. When you're a newbie, you don't need to go at that much of a caloric surplus. But when you get more advanced, you need to go at a higher caloric surplus in order to see progress while main gaining. So the next point I'm going to talk about, we're still on diet here, is nutritional quality. The quality of nutrition of your food that you're going to be eating. You want to eat whole foods. You don't want to eat junk. If you eat junk, you're going to be gaining too much fat. Because even though, let's say bread has the same amount of calories as the amount of rice you're eating, the bread will store fat way easier than the rice does. You want to be eating nice whole foods, not like a bunch of crap. Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about, the next point of main gain, is when to main gain. You want to main gain when your body fat percentage is not too high and not too low. When you feel like, I really look good here, but I want to build a little bit more muscle. That's when you want to main gain. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, don't forget to smash the like button. And don't forget to subscribe. You know who you are if you aren't subscribed. And don't forget to comment, ask us questions about main gaining, or ask us if you should be main gaining. We hope you like this video. See you here again next time.